Hello everybody, this is Painted Black, and this is my December holiday build competition entry, and as it says right here on the holiday sphere, as I call it, happy holidays. Hope everybody's having a good holiday, well hello. Yeah. Hope everybody's having a good holiday season. We're going to take a look at this, what I call is my holiday collage. And pretty much, I'm kind of hovering over the footpath here, but if you were to actually walk through this is you'd be walking on the path, or you'd be flying over it. Anyway, this is sort of like my artistic impression on pretty much the season. I kind of went a different route than what a lot of people were doing, or what I figured a lot of people would be doing. Which is a lot of people I figured would be going with the whole Santa Claus, presents, elves, snow. Well, there is a little bit of snow in this. And there's a little bit of like what would be considered Christmas trees today. But you know what I'm talking about, like the typical Christmassy theme. And I decided to do something a little bit different. Well, for two reasons. One, I'm not really into the whole Christmas thing. And two, as like I don't know, I'm a very heavily creative oriented person, and the fact that I know that everybody's going to do like kind of Christmas stuff with elves and all that stuff, to me, it's like if I did that, it would kind of stifle me and pigeonhole me as a creative person, and it's like, thanks. I'm going to do my own thing. And so I kind of decided to do kind of like a different visualization of the holiday season. So anyway, but this collage, it's really organized into three sections. We're going to start off with this section right here. This section is devoted to the, or dedicated to rather, to the pagan holiday of Yule, or Yuletide. And this celebrates the return of the sun. And as as that last kind of subtitle would suggest, this actually takes place on the day with the least amount of sunlight in the entire year, the winter solstice. Incidentally, it actually falls right around the time that Christmas is. That's actually no coincidence. In fact, Christmas itself, falling on December 25th, is more centered around Christianity trying to convert the pagans to their religion than it is about other stuff that comes to the, or at least, well, historically. But anyway, digressing. I was kind of playing the two general things with this section. I was playing with this. There's a old English saying. I want to say it's from like 1902-ish, maybe '07. It's between 1900 and 1910. I'm 99% sure. Anyway, it says "cold hands, warm heart," and I kind of took that in the general sense to translate to cold on the outside, warm on the inside, and that's the big thing that I was playing with this artistically. And just have, just find these like themes and ideas and just have fun like trying to represent them. So, but this pretty much, as you can see, like on the outside, right here, you have this kind of like this little patch of grass area, and you have this forest area, and kind of like right here, centered on the inside, you have the tree of life, and the tree of life is a pagan symbol, appropriately fitting because this is, that's what this holiday is about, or well. This is a pagan holiday, so pagan symbol would be fitting. There we go. But anyway, so that's kind of like the basic thing, right? You have your snow, your cold here on the outside, your snow and your cold here on the outside, and then you have warmth on the inside. And obviously, like, if you know anything about like some of your basic chemistry and organic chemistry and all that stuff, you know, where there's snow, there probably won't be liquid water. there will probably be more ice, right? So liquid water implies warm, and I actually have this lit up with glowstones because it also kind of, I don't know, to me, like it gives it a little bit like an enchanted image. I think it's pretty, I like it. And also, you can't have, well, you could have sunflowers growing in snow, but um, I kind of went with the general idea that, you know, for the most part, you know, you're not going to see an abundance of flowers in the snow. So obviously, liquid water and flowers, you know, when it comes to organic chemistry, kind of implies life. And incidentally, even though this is a symbol, this is my take on the symbol. Your actual, the tree that's actually used for to symbolize the tree of life, as far as I could tell, is your representation of what would now be seen as your typical Christmas tree, which would be something like this. But so I decided to use something a little bit different. I actually went with oak. One of the things that I dabble in and that I'm very intrigued by his philosophy, and in fact, using this oak tree as sort of like the symbol and the symbol for like life and stuff. It kind of goes back to like a little bit goes a little bit back to like ancient Greek philosophy and all that stuff. So I kind of tied my own little thing into it, but But the general symbol, and I don't know too much about it, but the general symbol, or at least my take on it, is that, you know, I mean, you have it's like kind of like to represent the origin of all life, and you have like the central, you know, central here, right here that has like the stump, and then you have all these branches, and I could have been more elaborate with the branches, but not too elaborate because this is Minecraft. But this is pretty elaborate. Anyway, so you have like this central like stump and all that, and you have all these branches just going off on all different parts into like all these leaves and stuff. So that's kind of what the symbol, like, you know, like that was kind of like my take on the symbol, and then I kind of did my own like interpretation of it with the oak. So anyway, moving on, we have this section here that's devoted to New Year's, obviously, and this is a little bit simpler. I went with a more tangible symbols with this one. These dispensers, if you're wondering, are pretty much placed here so you can shoot. Like, I didn't take the time to build fireworks, although I was going to, but I just never got around to it. But you could actually put like fireworks, load them up in these dispensers, and then shoot them off in here. And it's got each button has like, it tells you where, you know, what view, what section. This would be the Yule view right here. This would be your hub view right here. Hub, and this is your Kwanzaa view over here. Kwanzaa, and you know, this is the Yule over here again. Anyway. So yeah, you just shoot off all these fireworks. And really cool. If I decide not to destroy this build, yes, you could come here at any time and just shoot off the fireworks if you like. But anyway, moving back to kind of like the like what this is supposed to represent artistically. As you can see, I have the flooring designed pretty much around colors of the rainbow, right? You have a red, what is it? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. There's your red, your orange, your yellow, your green, your blue, your indigo, and your violet. I kind of use the light cyan to represent blue, and your kind of blue to represent indigo, because I think indigo is darker. Anyway, and then violet, which is purple. So, but yeah, so these are the colors of the rainbow, which incidentally are the colors that are inside visible light. Like if you were to break apart visible light in a prism, you would get the colors of the rainbow. Which is what you did, which is what I have here. So yes, this part right here is kind of themed around light as well. It's kind of interconnected with this because you have light, New Year. You have kind of like your 6-month progression into pretty much your 6-month progression into more and more and more sunlight. So yeah, so this is themed around light. This I use 2 colors here, and they white I use to symbolize newness, and green I use to symbolize optimism. Very appropriate and fitting colors for New Year's for a lot of people. I'd say myself included. And this obviously light, redstone lamps, pretty straightforward symbols here. Again, with this kind of integrating complex symbols and popular ideas with a little bit of science as well. This here we have a little bit more. This is more like, I forget what this is. I want to say it's chemistry, and it's like organic chemistry. So yeah, kind of integrating a little bit of science with with some popular conceptions about holidays and stuff. Anyway, moving on to the next section. This last section is Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a African holiday, pretty much centered around these 3 pillars right here: family, community, and culture. I think that those pillars are very appropriate for the server because a lot of us here kind of consider, well, we do consider ourselves like a really a community of people that we love playing Minecraft, which is what we all have in common, and a lot of us play more games than some of us, but we all enjoy gaming to some extent. We all enjoy each other's company, and so we all kind of have like this sense of community here, and so I kind of figured this was very appropriate for the server. And this was kind of hard to, originally this was hard for me to figure out what to put here, because these are like family and community and culture and all that stuff. These are more like really abstract things, you know what I mean? Like light is kind of easier to play with, life is a little bit easier to play with, but things like community and culture and family, that's a little bit harder to represent artistically. So I had to kind of think about it a little bit more, kind of a little more outside the box, if you will. And I chose, given that in mind, I chose to have a good portion of this devoted to food. And if you're wondering why I'm getting a squid, because there should be a squid here. There you go. Okay. So I chose to go with food because historically anyway, a lot of the earlier communities in a lot of countries, what are now like the more developed countries, like a lot of them had very deeply ingrained agricultural history, and one of the ways that you brought communities together with agricultural societies is you brought communities together over meals. And so that's really why you have a good portion of this that is devoted to food. But so I thought, okay, well, you have food, great. Now I could go with cooked food, but to me it's like there's a certain finality that cooked food has. Like it's done. It's ready to be eaten. Whereas food that's being grown is not done, and in fact obviously it's growing, it's developing. So that's why I chose to use crops. Kind of more going with the theme of growth and development, which kind of ties in, or does tie into, like newness and and life and all that stuff. Um, if it's growing and it's constantly developing, clearly it's living. Um, although you could, eh, yeah, I mean, but yeah. So I was going to say you could argue that the at least the non-cooked foods could be alive too, but that could be to me. I find that to be a tricky argument. But this for sure, you can tie this into life as well. So this is growing and developing. So that's why I chose crops, kind of to go with the idea of growth. And then this here is the Kwanzaa candle. Is that squid still swimming there, or did he die? No, he's swimming. Cool. Yay. And then this is a goblet, and a goblet filled with water. Water is also essential to pretty much all living things here on Earth. And then, so this is kind of like family, community, like in terms of people. I figured, yeah, okay, I was satisfied. Food and kind of meal, goblet, candle for the table, all that stuff. Great for community and life, at least among humans. But then I thought, well, what about a broader community? Like what about the community that we're a part of with all other living creatures here on Earth? And so, and all, not just living creatures, but living things. So that's why I have this squid swimming around. He's down there, like really playing at the bottom. Anyway, that's why I have the squid here. The squid is a living thing that's living in water, which is essential to pretty much all life forms. Pretty much. I'm sure there's probably some that don't depend on it, but a lot of life does. And then you have here another community of living things. You have, well, actually, throughout this entire area and throughout this entire build, you have grass, which is living. You have flowers, which are living. And you have cobwebs, spiders, which are also living. And I kind of chose spiders specifically because this is a garden. And whether you put them there, or probably what would happen, more realistically, is that they would come there over time and develop their webs there. Spiders are essential for, in my opinion anyway, but there's a lot of people who share that opinion as well. Spiders are essential for gardens because they protect the garden from other pests that come in and basically destroy the garden. Although, they do it because, they need stuff to survive as well. But if you're going with the life that like the community that you share with plants, spiders are essential for protecting something. So that's why I chose to put some cobwebs all over the place. Have to protect yourself from the garden. And of course you have a little bit more water here. But yeah, so this is, I was pretty much going with the little bit more abstract idea of being a part of a community with plants and flowers as well. Here. So, and that's it. This is my holiday build. It's not, oh, and it's not like, oh, and by the way, every block, this build took me a while to figure out because every block was chosen for a reason except for pretty much the footpath right here. I just made this because it was pretty. But every block here, every snow block, everything was chosen for a specific purpose. So, other than that. So anyway, that's my build. It's a little bit different than what you would normally expect from a holiday build, but I enjoyed making it, and so I hope you enjoyed seeing it. And if you come to visit it in game, I hope you enjoyed seeing it then. And yeah, if you'd like, pretty much as long as this build is up, if you ever feel like making fireworks and shooting them off from here, and having a little fireworks spectacle that can be viewed from pretty much here, 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 or all three of those places, you're welcome to come here and shoot off fireworks. Anyway, um, so yeah, hope you liked it, and hope everyone's having a great holiday season, and I will see you soon. And until then, take care, and have fun. Bye-bye.